How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
I have risen from the depths. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting, super fun episode of the Wyatt's Metal Podcast, the weekly show that is not weekly. It shows up when it intends to. I was missed last week, but I'm here now, and we got quite a few tours announced, a couple of festival announcements, and I'm just excited to see everyone hang out and see how y'all are doing. Everyone having a good year so far, hopefully maybe a metal year already. We're not quite into festival time yet, but it's definitely time to start planning. It's going to come up quick. It's already 21st of January. Tomorrow's going to be March, and then we're all going to be over with festivals already. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good. Rocket is over on the couch right now. Otherwise, I would bring him to yell at all of you and call you posers. Besides that, yeah, my band Dark Insanity is wrapping up our single that will be out very, very, very soon. We got band practice a little later today, and I'm here to hang out with y'all. Wanted to get to some of these first comments. Second comment, but it grabbed my attention because very interestingly, Night Fox says, my birthday was last week. My friend's birthday is this weekend, and we went to see Steve-O do stand-up in Vacaville, of all places. If that's the same Vacaville, then that's the cow town of my birth. Or not my birth. I wasn't born in Vacaville, but I lived in Vacaville for a long time. That's crazy. Steve-O's pretty cool. He seems like a good dude. Speaking of Steve-O, we do have a new Jackass announcement I figure we could go over because it's short. And why not? A lot of metal people like Jackass. We got Sharon says, welcome back. Hellsot will be on tour with Arcona, which is fucking rad. Congrats to them. Then they will be playing at the Mad with Power Fest in Madison, Wisconsin. Tickets available now. Hell yeah. Marduk BM, one thing we can talk about is next week is 70,000 Tons of Metal, the epic metal cruise that I've talked about a lot on the channel before. Please try to make it. I can guarantee you that I won't be there. No way would I be able to pull that off last minute. And funds just didn't line up this year. Maybe next year, who knows? Maybe I'll start my own cruise. Maybe I'll steal their cruise while they're in the middle of it. I'll just hop on board and take over. And then we can have just Dark Insanity play the whole time. Now, I hope everyone has a great time at 70,000 Tons of Metal. Do they have... I was about to ask if they have their full lineup out. Of course they don't. What kind of stupid ass question is that? It's next week. Of course they don't have their full lineup yet. But let's look at who is confirmed, Jesus Christ, for 70,000 tons. We've gone over it a bunch of times, but it is next week. Some people might be starting to travel there already. If you're coming from far across the planet, might be heading out there pretty soon. So 70,000 Tons of Metal, the epic metal cruise that takes place next week, has 53 out of 60 bands announced, which for them is very common. I've went over it before, but I do think it's a very good lineup. The bands I would personally see are Anthrax. Is cool to see back on the boat. Arcona, Beast in Black, Dark Tranquility, Dust Bowl is really good, fun band. Elevati, Gamma Bomb, fun thrash band. We got Hyrax, epic old school thrash band. And for me personally, we also got this one. How do you pronounce it? The lady band, Eisgrim, awesome band. Camelot's cool, but Cannon and Feebutter is the main reason I wish I was going. That's going to be epic as shit. Launch cannons off the cruise, which you probably won't. But I want to say that I would see Rhapsody, but they don't have the members of the band that I like anymore. So I guess not. Seven Spires is cool. Skeletal Remains, badass. Sudakar I haven't seen in a long time. Vader, Tyr, Windrose. It's going to be fun. I hope you all enjoy your sleepless hangovers and know that I'm there with you in spirit. Not in bank account, but in spirit. Odyssey, Hariki for the sky there. DSBM on a cruise ship is like what? It's not what I would go toward, but the cruise caters to all types of metal, but it's strong European lineup, if you couldn't tell, compared to other American festivals. But yeah, there's a lot of melodic death metal and then some sad bands on there, because when you're on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean with the sun beaming down on you, holding your drink, you're just thinking, damn, I want to be sad right now. I'm kind of jumping through the comments at random here, as I do. Josh says, I've never been to 70K, but I feel like they have more bands announced by now than they usually do. Maybe barely. It's pretty normal that usually even a week till there's still bands to announce. Even the day before, there'll still be probably a band to announce, but they're pretty on schedule. I think overall, over the last year, they did a little bit better of a job. Also, to be fair, I wasn't quite as hawkish checking out the lineup as I was since I wasn't going. So, but unfortunately, it's very normal that they still don't have the full lineup right before it takes place. What's up, everyone? Anyone else see that 70K is charging for access to the beach club? Is that normal? If you don't pay, you can't leave the ship at port. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure there's because Nassau is just basically a giant beach. The beach club is a separate private area where there's going to be like pools and water slides and toys and shit like that. No, they've never have it where you have to pay to get off the ship. There will be other places that you can go to, but like open normal beach. Because I've been there and I didn't pay to get off the fucking ship. So yeah. I highly doubt they're charging you to get off the ship. If they are, that's fucking insane. But no, I think that's to go to like the special club area. Because it was the same at Psycho Las Vegas when they would do the festival in Vegas. There was the pool stage, but then there was also a private beach club that you had to pay extra to get into. It's usually some lame shit like that. Rocket's always on the keyboard, no show until Kitty wakes up. Dude metal. What is that? What kind of band would be dude metal? Is it really like macho over the top or just really chill? I thought we were going to applaud 70K for announcing bands quicker than normal, but if we're wrong, boo that man. I think it might be like slightly, like negative 5% quicker than other years is probably how I would put it. Judas Priest would be dude metal. Damn. That's one way of putting it. So I got lost. Do I still go through the beginning comments or catch up so we're on the same subject? I'm very schizophrenic when I'm going over my comment section. People asking if I was dead because I was 5 minutes late. Give me a break. I'm a metal vocalist. We're given like a 15-minute leeway. And that's lucky. Alex said, so chat, anyone see the Behemoth tour announcement? Debating on it. What y'all think? Yeah, lots of tours announced since the last show. That was a big one. I'm going to pull that up because why don't we go over all the tours for people to get excited about? Where do I have a bunch of shit open right here? This will take a second. There it is. So, America, getting quite a big epic death metal package coming on through. Behemoth is touring with, well, back in the day, that alone would have made me very excited. Now, I need a bit more than just Behemoth to get me excited. But I do think the rest of this lineup does do it, because we got Behemoth touring with Deicide, Rotting Christ, and Immolation. That is a pretty killer fucking package. Even with me thinking Behemoth has gotten a little cringy now, they do still kill it live. Deicide, old school classic. Immolation always delivers. Rotting Christ, I think I've seen Rotting Christ twice, but yeah, this is a solid lineup. Although I had to laugh really hard when I noticed that Ignore their fucking AI. This is not just a tour. This is fuck off. It's so here's the tour dates. Come see the show. But I thought this comment was hilarious. Do I get a discount if I leave after immolation? I wouldn't leave after immolation, but I'm gonna like that just because I thought it was funny. I'm so tired of when tour PRs do this bullshit of this isn't just a tour, we're tearing the heavens asunder and making a statement across the gauntlet. You're going on tour. Anyway, they're hitting up San Diego. Starting there, hitting up pretty much everywhere. This tour is hitting all of the US. Who's up for a little satanic death metal evening? Hold up, I'm trying to catch up where I can't wait for Behemoth at download. That'd be fun. Hang on. You said same persons who can't wait for Behemoth at download said also been on your IG. Why are the woke Wendy's trying to cancel you? Who's trying to cancel? I get retarded comments sometimes. I don't know if there's any campaigns against me. That would be fun. Yeah, I'm a little more open on my Instagram with political discourse, but another comment, immolation's primary for me. They always put on a great show. They always fucking kill it. Like, everyone's going to be satisfied with this first three. And then it depends if you like New Behemoth or if you still appreciate the live show or if they've gotten a little cringe. But good news is that if you like all of these bands, this is an amazing package. And if you're over Behemoth, you get to go home early and go to bed not super late. That's pretty sick. When's the last time you got to say that you went to see Immolation, Rotting Christ, Deicide, and you got up for work the next morning, you felt perfectly fine? Huh? That's a pretty good deal. Back when I was a teenager, I was like, I want the bands to play all night. And now that I'm in my 30s, almost mid-30s, when I don't want to see the headliner, part of me is like, yes. He doesn't know about the cancel Wyatt campaign. I don't check Reddit, so yeah. What do you think? This is a fucking costume? This is a way of life. That's how Nuriel dresses all of the time. If that Behemoth tour was coming to my area, I would have an excuse to show up late because I do not like immolation. Whoa! Shots fired. That's the most controversial. We can make fun of Behemoth all we want, but saying you're not into immolation, that... Calm down. You're getting a little crazy here. I tried but gave up eventually. I'm not going to give you a boo this man. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. You're 30. I thought you were like 23 at most. Damn, my skin does not look that good. That's what you get from the tiny picture here. I am an old man. Xander says, what's up, Wyatt? Can you please stop calling Roger Waters a retard? Retards are stupid, but they're not Roger Waters stupid. That is a very fair point. I would like to apologize to the retards for comparing them to Roger Waters. And don't get messed up. There's a very clear difference between people who were born with mental disabilities and fucking retards. And at the bottom of all of those is Roger Waters. That's what I'm saying. I compared him to the stupid ones, and I apologize because that was not insulting enough for him. But we'll get to it. We will get to that. Let's go over some tours first. My first time seeing Deicide was with Vital Remains, right? I did not get to go to that tour, but that's fucking awesome. Glenn came out during their set and did Dechristianize and Icons of Evil with them. I would have killed to have gone to that show. Holy fuck, dude. Dechristianize by Vile Remains is one of the best death metal albums ever. Holy fuck, it is so goddamn good. I was like obsessed with Vile Remains when I found out about them around that time. And then I don't think, do they even do anything, or Glenn's not with them at least anymore? But they stopped at least, you know, doing full-blown epic tours and everything. So I don't think I ever got to see Vital Remains, but holy fucking shit. If I could have seen them during Dechristianize, that would have been incredible. That fucking guitar riff, the guitar solo in Dechristianize, is one of my favorite sounds to exist. Not just a guitar riff or so, one of my favorite noises I've ever heard in existence. Honestly, I'm not at all into deicide. Glenn Benton sounds like he's burping when he sings. What's wrong with the little belching? Nothing wrong with that. Anyway. I'm planning on seeing 3 out of the 4 bands at Rockville, but I'm disappointed that they didn't let Rotting Christ play that same festival. Why not? That's lame as shit. That is disappointing. Anyway, Wyatt, can you tell us some stories of the time you were an edgy black metal kid? AKA, I discovered black metal and I'm so cool listening to it. I was never full-on black metal kid. I was much more a thrash metal kid, but I liked black metal and extreme metal. And I remember finding out about Mayhem and being like, whoa, this is so cool and brutal. But no, when my metal friends were wearing their camo pants and painting their nails black and doing their industrial black metal makeup, and they'd get ready for concerts and straighten their hair and get everything all nice and tidy together, I was the thrash kid who threw on my jacket, had shitty hair, and I was like, let's fucking go. Why are you getting all pretty for a metal show? And I stand by that. But yet no, I was more of the like thrash kid who would try to go into every pit. It was trying to like mosh at every show. And I broke my leg and that stopped. Vital Remains, they haven't been active for about a decade now. Last I heard, Tony Lazaro was battling a brain tumor. Fuck. That sucks. Hope he gets better from that. A lot of scientifically incorrect metal opinions in this chat today. You got to do better, people. We're all about facts here on this channel. OG Penguin coming in with a $10 super chat. What is up, dude? Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Says, hey, Wyatt, how are you? I found out I get my full license later next month. A week after I get it, I plan to steal my dad's car and drive 5 hours to London, Ontario to see Megadeth, Anthrax, and Exodus. That is definitely a metal story right there. That's like underground version of Detroit Rock City, where the kids try to go to a Kiss concert. But this one sounds way better. That's fucking cool. Yeah. Megadeth is touring with Anthrax and Exodus on isn't that like only a Canadian tour? Which is surprising because that's a fucking amazing lineup. Here, I'll pull that one up since we're done with the behemoth death metal one. Well, if you want to see Megadeth before they retire and before Godzilla destroys your country, Canadians, then you might want to get on. Where do you go? Yeah, that's surprising. This, by the way, this is an epic tour flyer. That's awesome looking. That's not AI. Hopefully not. But yeah, Megadeth Canadian tour with Anthrax, and Exodus. I think that's awesome. At least Canada's good for something, I guess, but any Canadians or anyone traveling there to go see that show, because yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. No thanks, Dave Mustaine sounds like a strangled rooster. Like I said, you can see Exodus and Anthrax and then go have some maple syrup and poutine or whatever those syrup chuggers do up there. You know? There's an alternate poster where Vic is dressed as a Mountie. That's funny. Anthrax and Exodus would be awesome to see. I'll never pay to see Megadeth again. Makes my list of worst shows I ever seen. Why is that? Because of Dave's voice? That's why I've never gotten into them. Another one. Jedi Therapy LLC says Megadeth was the worst show I ever been to. I saw Megadeth once at the Battle of San Bernardino, where it was Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Anthrax, Sabaton, Testament, Overkill, a bunch of bands. And I remember during Megadeth's set, I was just like talking to my friends and chatting, and I think smoking the whole time and making jokes. I was not seeing Megadeth out of my own free will. Which is kind of funny to say, because looking at a lot of the Dave gossip online, I do think some of it is just a little bit overblown. Like, there's been times where people say, oh, all he does is talk about Metallica. And then you look at those interviews and the person asked him about Metallica and he was responding to it. So I'm like, that's not totally fair to be like, oh, he's always talking about it. But I could never stand his voice. So that's just me. But I hope everyone who likes Megadeth has a great time. I couldn't understand a single word he said. When he talked, when he sang. Left early to beat the traffic. Smart idea. Plus, Lamb of God opened for them, and that was a horrible choice. Oh, I went to that tour because a friend of mine loves Megadeth and knows like their people and everything, so she gets in the shows for free. So she got me on the guest list for Megadeth with Lamb of God, and I showed up and saw Lamb of God and then left. Great. It was a great time. Bro, I'm saying, like, you get a time in your life when you're a metalhead, when you want to keep partying all night, you go to the show, you go to like an underground after show where a band's playing in a dilapidated house, you go to underground party afterward, and then you do it again the next day. And then you get older, and then your band that you want to see is opening, and you're like, oh, I can beat traffic, go home, put on a movie, have dinner, go to bed at a decent time. Like, this is great. People are saying, oh, man, you were doing so good. And then you had to say that Anthrax sucks too.
Boo this man!
That's right. Anthrax was my first metal band. Anyway, where are we? Booze in the chat all around. We don't diss Anthrax here. Maybe the John Bush era, but not the real Anthrax. Next tour, because we got lots of them announced. Oh yeah, this was a good one. I was kind of excited to see. Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson are touring yet again. They've done this many times now. I think I've seen them 2 or 3 times playing together. But I thought it was cool. They have opening the Who, not the old school Who. That would be amazing. But they do have Orgy. So if you want to have an orgy with Manson and Zombie, was it August-ish? Right in time for spooky season. Zombie always delivers live. I've never been disappointed seeing Rob live. Even when he plays his newer songs that I'm not super into, still a great fun time Love the pyro, the stage show. Manson seems to arguably be in one of the better phases of his career. He's 5 years sober now. Live videos seem a lot better. People are saying he's a lot better. I've seen Manson, I think, 3 times. Twice he sucked, and once he was really fucking good. So take that as you will. Yeah, Manson and Zombie, where to go? All the dates here. This is one that I noticed doesn't look like it's coming to Los Angeles, which is confusing. Apparently, I've noticed, I don't know if this is actually a thing, but a lot of the tours I've seen announced recently are actually skipping Los Angeles, which is based of them, but is also strange because it's usually major. Every single show comes here. Maybe I'll go to Florida for this one. Anyone going to have an orgy with Manson and Zombie? I was never a Manson fan, but I'd like to see him live. It's a better time to. Now that he's sober and wants to do good. Because LA is gay. I understand. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed again. We got another $5 super chat from OG Penguin. Thank you, sir. Said, I told my buddies about these shows. They told me that Anthrax and Exodus suck. And they're seeing Megadeth show in Toronto with Maiden instead. They are questionable people. Clearly. I mean, I would prefer Maiden with Anthrax and Exodus, but you can't win them all. Would you travel for it? You have to see Manson after he's gotten clean. He's gotten so much better live. Maybe. I don't know if I'd personally travel just for that one, but if I find other things to put around it, then maybe it'd be really cool. I've seen Rob Zombie a lot, I'm not going to lie, but I'd go. If it was coming within like an hour or two driving range for me, I would definitely 100% go. The Bay Area has been getting skipped by a lot of tours lately. Good. I don't blame them. If bands are skipping California, I understand. Believe me, I would join them. But it's strange since this is like the hub of where everyone comes. Whenever there's a band who announces a reunion or whatever, you know it's going to come to LA at some point. Xander says he saw Megadeth in September and they killed it. The Dark Light says, I'd watch them to say I've seen Megadeth. Same reason I'm going to try to bear Axl's voice at download. Good luck to you. That sounds difficult. We all saw the Back to the Beginning performance, and God. I saw Guns N' Roses when they got back together with everybody on the Not in This Lifetime tour, and I thought they were fucking great. But that was a couple of years ago, admittedly. And Axl, maybe he should consider using AI to make his voice better. I normally wouldn't say that, but this is a rare exception. That was weird. People yelling outside. Russell says, I don't know why LA gets such hate, man. I like LA except the part where I need a knife and fork to breathe. There you go. It's nice when you don't go outside, which is kind of where I'm at, but I was at the infamous Marilyn Manson Soundwave Festival. Did you get any of the cocaine? Do you have, like, on your shelf somewhere, Manson Coke with a little note next to it? People trying to grab it off. You're like, no, I need to keep, it'll be worth something one day. How did you discover Anthrax? Wyatt, want to know how you discovered metal and when you realized you were part of the culture? Oh, man. So Anthrax, well, the way it first started was with Marilyn Manson. And funny enough, we're talking about this right now. When I was young, I was into watching documentaries things about the world going on. Documentary that came out when I was young was called Bowling for Columbine, which is about the school shooting in America. Which one? Back when it wasn't a normal thing. There was a big school shooting called Columbine, and Marilyn Manson was blamed pretty much entirely for it, even though he had nothing to do with it. And the people who shot up the school were like barely fans of his, if they were even at all. Anyway, Manson is in the documentary because they interview him to get his side of it. And in it, they play a quick clip of one of his songs. And that's when I first saw anything metal, goth, alternative, whatever you want to call it. And as soon as I heard the clip of his song, I remember being like, what the fuck was that? And eventually go on the old internet back in the day and find some of Manson's stuff and liked it, but wasn't full blown like this is my shit yet, but was discovering this world and finding it cool. And then a friend in high school or junior high, I think, who I knew was into rock and metal and wore Manson shirts and everything, let me borrow an Ozfest DVD. And in that DVD, one of the very first videos they show is Anthrax doing Caught in a Mosh. And when I heard the bass to Caught in a Mosh, that is when I knew that metal was my thing. The very beginning, like I still get chills when I hear that bass riff going. That is when I knew that metal was my thing. And then I went from there. So I had a period of being kind of like into shock rock and thrash. I mean, still like both, but thrash and death metal and all of that stuff took over a lot more. That's my story. That's my truth. I'm sticking with it. I heard that the Columbine shooters even thought that Marilyn Manson was too pop for their liking, according to their diaries. That's what it said in one of them. Yeah, that was a crazy time where people who weren't born then have no idea, but I remember it. It was insane. The big, huge media smear campaign, everyone on CNN, Fox News, everything was talking about Marilyn Manson after this retarded school shooting. Yeah, I covered that in one of my last videos about this stupid controversy. They blame the game Doom for that shooting too, because the guy who organized it was a Doom mod maker. Was he? I knew there was... Isn't there a Doom mod to make it so that it's Columbine or something like that? If that's that same one, that's crazy. Damn, as someone who's a metal fan and a modding fan and a gun fan, fuck that kid and his stupid friend. Fuck both of them. I hope they're getting pineapple shoved up their ass in hell by Hitler. Yeah, that was a crazy time, bro. Anyway, I miss the days of early internet where music discovery was still mostly buying a CD and realizing you wasted money on it. It was definitely an interesting... you found out about a lot more music because you listened to the whole album rather than you heard the one single and you just download that and then that's it. It definitely was. I understand people when they say they love the feeling of getting the album, seeing the album cover and going through it and like absorbing it rather than, oh, I heard this song in the background. It was cool. Add to playlist. That's it. I get it. I also like having every song ever in my hand at all times. I discovered metal through Sabaton because I loved history. Nice. Now a metalhead who will study history in college starting this year. That is sick. A good band to start off with, I think. People shit on Sabaton all the time, but I'm not one of them. He made that mod. I just watched a documentary about it a few weeks ago. Wow. Definitely never playing that. Fuck that guy. Speaking of mods, I counted the other day. I'm currently, I think, at 110 or more mods on Red Dead Redemption 2 at the same time. It is awesome. Oh, and all right, we're going to get back to metal, but This is obviously going to throw me off. Another mod I did recently was I modded Hogwarts Legacy to be VR. It's fucking amazing. You're fully there in the castle. You have the hands of wand. I didn't make the mod. I'm not that smart, but I downloaded the mod and plugged it in. It worked. Dude, literally spend all day just walking around Hogwarts lost looking at the place. It's so fucking cool. Sir Pigeon. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to ignore that. I need Ken on a fever in the next download announcement. Don't blame you. Damn! Manson was my first concert just a month before Columbine. School sucked more after that. Oh, yeah. Anyone who wore black was looked at strangely at school in those days. Sorry, I'm catching up with the chat. I didn't know you liked Harry Potter, says Sophia. You know, when the movies were coming out, I think the first two. I think I read the first 3 books, but then I dropped off of it. And I was never against it. I always thought it was, I had respect for the whole world and everything, but I just never dived into it when the hype on it was really big. And then obviously there's a whole hate smear campaign against J.K. Rowling and everything. And seeing the way she's handled that made me a massive fan of her. And because of my respect for her, I wanted to actually read the books again. Also because I just got into reading for myself. So I was like, I missed that at the time. Why not? But that said, the fucking the Hogwarts Legacy game, that's a fantastic game, even for people who aren't, super into that world or anything. It's just a really good open world game that makes you feel like you're there. It's a nice game that you can get lost in. And now, especially with the VR, holy shit, it was so fun walking around with the wand and blowing shit up and being awesome. The Harry Potter movies suck compared to the book. The last book is not a kid's book. Yeah, I'm actually almost finished reading with the very first book, which has been kind of funny because it's obviously such a kid's book. So it's an extremely easy read, which I've kind of appreciated a little bit, but I'm doing it because I know what the story's going to get to and everything. And I always heard people say that. So if the books are way better, I'm very curious about that. He likes Harry Potter because J.K. Rowling isn't woke. That is not the only reason. Not at all. Major respect for her imagination, for her story of creating this entire detailed world. For her standing true for herself and the truth, and for the way she epically ruined Emma Watson's credibility. That was amazing. Yeah, no. I am a major simp for J.K. Rowling. I don't care what anyone thinks about it, and that's why I'm reading it. I disagree with everything she stands for. Reality, I guess. But I love Harry Potter and believe they're making Legacy 2. I have no idea if they're making Legacy 2. I don't even need Legacy 2. I've got mods. That's what I thought with fucking... what is it? Grand Theft Auto. Everyone's talking about when's GTA 6 coming out. Oh my god, I can't wait for it. I'm like, I'm good. I'm excited for it. I'll play it when it comes out. I have turned Red Dead 2 into Red Dead 3. I'm making game. I have modded VR Cyberpunk now, which just got a takedown strike from CD Projekt Red. So I saved it onto a hard drive so it can't disappear. I will definitely play GTA 6 when it comes out, but I've got plenty of time. Wait a minute. OG Penguin says, I hate J.K. Rowling for her series replacing the Jaws ride at Universal Orlando. What? I've had personal vendetta with her for years after Amity Village became Diagon Alley. All right, I didn't know that. At the one in California, it did not. The one in California, I'm pretty sure, still has Jaws and the Harry Potter land. This is an understandable reason to dislike her. I understand that. That's fair. That's fair. My favorite Orlando ride was the original Jurassic Park one. It's still cool, but it's not the same. The Dark Light. Have you tried Skyrim or Fallout yet? In VR, not yet, but I'm going to. I have them. I bought them already. They're on fucking Steam backlog waiting. I definitely will eventually. I have literally years backed up of games to play on Steam. I'd rather have Red Dead 3 over GTA 6. I can help you make that. I've made it myself. It's epic. Right now, I'm terrorizing people on Super Video Golf by making unwinnable lines. That just sounds funny. Ugh. All right. As someone who lives in Orlando and worked at that park, I can attest to that. Same way they took away Beetlejuice show for a shitty Fast and Furious. Oh, that's lame as shit. I heard about that one. Yeah, that one's lame. No one cares about Fast and Furious that much. They're background fun movies. They're not amusement park rides. That's lame. I remember the Terminator show. That was a good time. It's been It's been over 10 years since I went to Universal in Orlando. I really want to go back to that one. It's way bigger. A lot of cool shit here. The one here in California, it's cool, but you can get through the whole thing really quickly. Are you excited for Resident Evil 9? No, just because I haven't really played them. I played Resident Evil 4 originally when it came out, but besides that, they weren't really my thing. We talk about everything here. How the fuck do we get to video games? What's the drama with Roger Waters? We're talking about fun, good things in life. We don't need to talk about old, retarded, deranged cunts. Why are you trying to bring everyone down, sir? Everyone's sitting here having a good time, and you come bring in your deranged grandpa to come yell at everybody and be like, make it about me. No, I'm kidding. Give us the RDR2 mod pack if it's as good as you say. I literally will right now. And then I will make fun of Roger Waters. All right? Because I did put it down. I don't know if I can actually... How do I show you guys or save it? Where is it? This is important, okay? We'll get to metal afterward. Can I even put this in? How do I show you guys a link? I don't know. I'm going to post this link in the comments. I don't know if it'll work or not, but so in the comments is a link to a Google Drive. That is my RDR mod list. It will turn your old ass game into epic, brand new RDR3. I will not teach you how to install it. So if your computer explodes, that's on you. Believe me, it took a lot of trial and error to get all that shit to fucking work. Are you excited for the upcoming open world Lord of the Rings game? I hope so. If it's good, I will be. I'm not excited for this new lame-ass movie that's coming out, The Hunt for Gollum. Fuck off. I don't care if it has Ian McKellen in it still. No. We don't need more Lord of the Rings spin-off shit after The Hobbit, after The Rings of Power. No. All right. One more comment, and then we're getting to Roger Waters. Russell says, I broke RDR2 by getting into Mexico without finishing the achievement, so nothing would open up, and I couldn't get back out, so I just watched in-game sunsets while That's funny as fuck. Yeah, that can all be fixed. I made the map like what 3 times bigger. I added all of Mexico, Guarma, put new locations, old locations. This is going to be a whole video I'll do on my video game channel. Let's make fun of Roger Waters for being a cunt. Where is it? So, someone who I don't like, but makes for funny content sometimes, is one Piers Morgan, who I think is a douchebag, but sometimes he brings on bigger douchebags and baits them into clickbait moments. One of those times was here with Roger Waters, who I think says a lot of stupid things in this interview, but the main one we're going to focus on for this is what he had to say about what he said about Ozzy Osbourne after he had passed away. Hang on, I was reading the comments here. Well, there's 2 people somehow always look like asshole. They're both assholes for sure. Piers Morgan made Ted Nugent look reasonable in an interview from like a decade ago. Yeah. That's just, me pulling up Piers Morgan is not an endorsement of Piers Morgan, but he does challenge Roger Waters on what he said about Ozzy when he passed away. He basically said that he didn't give a shit about Ozzy. Let's respond, shall we?
Which was quite personal to me because it involved a friend of mine, which was that after Ozzy Osbourne, your fellow rock star, died.
Up.
Yeah. Well, after he died, you told The Independent, Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless him, in his whatever that state he was in his whole life, we'll never know. Although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years with his idiocy and nonsense. The music, I've no idea. I couldn't give a fuck. I don't care about Black Sabbath. I never did. I have no interest in biting the heads of chickens, whatever they do. I couldn't care less, you know.
That's why you're so mentally deranged, because you don't eat protein like Ozzy did.
Do you think that was empathetic?
Listen, I didn't speak to The Independent. I assume you're talking about the Independent newspaper into the United Kingdom. Are you? What are you talking about?
This was talking with the Independent Inc. That's who you were talking to.
Ah, okay. Well, when you say The Independent on television, when you're talking to Karen, the widow of said Ozzy Osbourne, you say it sounds as if I was talking to a newspaper.
Wait.
Sharon.
Yeah, he called Sharon Osbourne Karen.
You say it sounds as if I was talking to a newspaper.
It's Sharon, not Karen.
The comments that you... Sharon, that's what I said, wasn't it? Sorry, I apologize. Sharon, I apologize. Getting your name wrong. Yeah, Independent Inc. is a podcast that a guy called Mr. Fish, that's his professional name, and he's an illustrator and cartoonist. He does all the drawings for.
Yeah, but this is all irrelevant.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't understand why.
Excuse me.
When
No,
Ozzy Osbourne has just died.
By the way, this is why I don't like Piers Morgan's show. Obviously, this is a very metal topic, but this is literally what it always is. He always brings on people he knows are gonna argue. Sometimes he tricks them into coming on with other people, and then he just prods them into chicken fighting each other while he collects the clickbait revenue. But that said,
why would you trash him like that? If you're Mr. Empathy.
I haven't finished. Excuse me. May I finish? So those comments, I'm not denying that I said them, came in the middle of a long interview.
You still said
called
them.
The Independent Inc.
It makes no difference where you said
Hang on. In the middle of an hour and a half long interview.
So what?
And I was...
these are the adults, ladies and gentlemen. These are the adults in the room.
We were smiling at... Well, I mean... do I have to like every rock group there ever was in the world, or people who bite the heads off bats?
Do you have to trash him in such a personal way? so soon after he died. I want to play you a clip from when Sharon came on my show because it really upset her.
Oh, I've seen it.
Well, let me play it
People
again to
sent
remind
it
our
to-
viewers. Let's take a look.
No, I don't want to see it. I'm not
You said people sent it to me.
interested
going
in
to?
it. I'm not in.
because he's really insignificant. But I just thought with anybody that passes, that has a family, you don't do that.
That's true, isn't it? If you're really empathetic, you don't do that to someone, to a family, when they've lost someone they love like that.
I had no idea that Sharon Osbourne would be watching a podcast by a very well-known and
But would you like to
respected
apologise then for the hurt you
in
caused her?
conversation.
I didn't know she was going to see this thing I publicly said about her husband.
Yeah, of course I will. If I course, not that I have any time for Sharon.
If you're making me defend Sharon and Piers Morgan, this is a bad situation I do not want to be a part of. Wait, I have the perfect clip to play for this. When I'm being put on the side of Sharon and Pierce against Roger Waters, this is my reaction.
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.
Sharon Osbourne, she's a raging Zionist, and in consequence, she's not in my very, and she's all accused me of all
The raging Zionist.
kinds of things. She's constantly accused because she's part of the Israeli lobby.
Right, would you
and
like
she
to
wants
apologise to the
silence me.
Osbourne
Like
family
you're
for the way you trashed Ozzy Osbourne in that
Not
interview?
really. Look, no,
You don't
not
want to.
really.
Okay, so
Jack,
you did
Jack,
want to, now you
listen,
don't.
Jack.
She's like, I insulted Ozzy after he died because Sharon is an Israeli spy. Karen is an Israeli spy. I want to see the reality according to him. This sounds like an entertaining film.
No, well, Jack, Jack Osbourne. If he wants to have a chat, I'll have a chat with
Jack
him. I
Osbourne
promise
lost
you.
his dad, who
happily,
he
and
loved.
I won't be nasty to him. Well, I'm sorry you lost your dad, Jack. But this is like you have conversations about things and about people in. What do you think? Well, not a lot. I was honest. I said I didn't like Black Sabbath, but that's not. I think I've listened to some of it since. And the music is perfectly kind of it was all a kind of histrionics of, I don't like people who bite the heads off bats. I just don't. I think it's disgusting. And I've said that again now. I know he's dead and he can't.
So when he said that about Ozzy, he hadn't listened to the music, at least not enough to even recognize it or name what it was. But the reason that he is insulting him in public, which after he's been asked about it, to be fair, but is because of these tabloid rumors that were disproven for decades. I think that explains his stance on many other things, but like the title says, Roger Waters is retarded.
Can't come back and go, yeah, I'm sorry I bit the heads off bats. If he ever did, who knows whether he did or not.
How is this motherfucker rich? Because he made one album he took part on one album while he was on acid. He gets to be rich and say retarded things in public and people have to listen to it.
And I don't want to talk about.
So you don't
Sharon
regret
Osbourne.
the things you said about Ozzy Osbourne and the hurt that caused his family?
He's the Sean Penn of cunty old music.
Piers, I regret nothing in life except that I haven't been more successful in getting people to understand how important it is that we as a human race recognize.
Mock people for reasons we don't even understand. You are a turkey-necked, old, fucking savage brain loser retard. Why is he still famous? Does he do even solo music? I don't think so. He just plays music he had barely a part of before, and that's why he still has any relevancy. This is proof that acid is bad for your brain. Don't do acid, kids. Don't be like Roger Waters and do acid. Be like Ozzy and do coke. Be an adult. Make good decisions. Waters giving Simmons a good run for his money for douche of the year, and it's only January. That'd be a good video, biggest douchebags in rock music. That's a good one to keep in mind. A lot of Pink Floyd's albums are multi-platinum sellers. That's how he's rich. Yeah, and everyone else from that band fucking hates him. Pink Floyd was only famous because of acid. If acid didn't exist, would everyone have liked him as much? That is a good question to ask. Regarding that whole interview and him being asked about Ozzy and what he said and everything, I definitely don't think he has to like every band out there, obviously. And honestly, I, in a way, kind of appreciate him not apologizing if he's not actually sorry for it. Because that's one thing I just am sick of, is seeing fake like PR apologies when the person doesn't even mean it. I'm like, even if I completely disagree with you, I would rather you stand by what the fuck you said rather than doing a fake, oh, please don't be mad at me, here's my PR statement. So at least he stands by his douchiness. But yeah, I think him saying those things publicly about Ozzy when it's the most brain-numbingly old, like, oh, my pastor from 1979 told me that Ozzy eats dogs on stage. That's what Roger Waters is doing. He's yelling at clouds because he thinks they're real bats. You know, I did acid and got psychosis, says Fent Smoker. You got a lot going on in your life. I like him on weed fine enough. There you go. Roger Waters still tours a lot, mostly playing The Wall in its entirety. It's probably all he remembers. He's probably at the point like Biden. He only remembers like 5 sentences that he can repeat, but going outside of that, he's just going to throw him off. OG Penguin, I got to ask this. Is $750 Canadian, which is $543 American in real money, worth it for a pit ticket? Oh, for which show? Free autographed Megadeth merch, early entry, and you get to meet. Or if it's a meet and greet and all of that, that certainly makes it better. I thought you meant $500 for just a pit ticket. I'd be like, fuck no. But with all of that, I mean, if you're a big Megadeth fan, then sure, especially if it's their final tour. I feel like that does add a difference to it. I've heard a lot that Dave is cool to fans, too. Like, obviously, he's has a douchey reputation in metal media and online, but I think I've pretty much always heard from people who met him that he was really cool. So if you're that big of a Megadeth fan, I would say it's worth it. It's also your last chance. Rob Hellfire says, Unleash the Archers. My friend's band from Vancouver. Unusual to see you wearing power metal, but thanks for your support. Unleash is a great band. Yeah, I've seen them a couple times. Good people. Yeah, people think that I like hate power metal or something, and it's not my favorite, but I like the good bands. Unleash the Archers is amazing. They're D&D core, and I'm here for it. That's awesome. He says as he's wearing a Canadian. Hey. No. Don't call me out like that. No. I can't be showing any support for Canadians. That goes against my whole image here. You know what? Don't notice.
Boo this man!
We've got other tours announced. Like I said, plenty of tours. We're going old school with Raven. Old school band Raven. One of the first metal bands, actually, if you want to go that far back. With special guest Slackjaw. Touring North America in much smaller venues than the tour that we were just going over. But I think it's cool that Raven is still out there kicking it. They're not one I was ever really big on, but doing my history of metal and going over everything, they were one of those bands that came out at like the very beginning, but just didn't get the same recognition as people like Metallica and Anthrax and everything. Now we just need Motley Crue to announce their retirement. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Anyway, go see Raven if you would like. Touring a lot, actually. And they're playing at the Whiskey. More tours were announced. We have got... Oh, this was a good one. Headlining tour by the band Avatar, who I'm not really into. I know a lot of people like them. They're not a band that I dislike. They're just not one that I regularly listen to or could name any songs or anything. But I know they're really hot right now. They announced the North American tour, which I'm excited about because of the opening bands. They've got Flesh God Apocalypse and Frozen Soul. Those two together, I would go just for that. That is fucking killer. And if you like Avatar, then this is a great lineup for you. But like we said, old people, Frozen Soul, Flesh God Apocalypse, in time to watch Netflix. I appreciate all the theatrics of Avatar and what they do, but the music just is not for me. Who the fuck is Avatar? These lame-ass movies that James Cameron keeps making no one cares about. They're kind of like a shock rock band, I guess. How do you even describe them? I would play a clip, but I'd definitely get copyrighted because they're a very popular band now. But they blew up really quickly. Avatar is such a weird band, could never get into them. That's me too. But like, I don't think they're dog shit or anything. It just doesn't tickle my fancy. But Flesh God Apocalypse and Frozen Soul definitely do. Both of those bands are in my top 20 killer current bands right now. Avatar is considered shock rock? How? They seem pretty tame. Shock rock is going to be tame nowadays. How far can shock rock go? Someone said, what? Flesh God? Avatar's not even that heavy. They're not, which is interesting. It is surprising, like two really fucking heavy bands, and Avatar's really not that much. Anything and everything rock is tame at this point. That is a true statement. But anyway, I would be stoked as fuck for these two. If people are a fan of all three, then killer lineup for you. Happening in April. Actually coming to LA. Holy shit. We haven't been abandoned just yet. Yeah, I've tried Avatar, but just doesn't do it for me. But another band that has been saying they're going to go away for a long time, Sepultura announced their final North American tour. Again, I feel like I've done this a couple times. I am aware that final tours can last a long time, but it seems like this one has lasted a really long time. But Sepultura is coming back to North America for supposedly a final time with Exodus, Biohazard, and Tribal Gaze. I don't know who that is. Sounds like some West Hollywood shit. Tribal Gaze. Hitting up pretty much the main spots in America. Except LA. No, what? San Diego doesn't count. That's too far. That's crazy. And all right, I don't like Northern California, especially don't like Berkeley, but the UC Theater in Berkeley was a pretty cool venue. I've been there a couple times. Did anyone see Sepultura for the final time, like, what, 3 years ago, and they're still doing it? No, Sepultura isn't Sepultura anymore. Sepultura is Calavera. Cannot wait to see Max and Igor. I am someone who liked both. I was never a massive Sepultura OG fan, so I feel like I could appreciate both of them as they did their own things. I get it, though. I definitely get it. With all of his countless bands that Max has done, whenever he plays Roots Play Your Roots, everyone goes apeshit. Caffeine. I think there's a psycho outside. It's California. Another tour. We got Corrosion of Conformity is touring this spring with Whores and Crowbot. If you want to go see Corrosion of Conformity, you get a whore. Now, I know that selling tours is hard nowadays, but I gotta say, this is a pretty clever way of doing it. You get to see metal and whores. Everybody wins. Motorhead should have had that back in the day. Motorhead is touring with whores. That would have made a whole lot of sense. Corrosion of Conformity announced a spring headlining tour with support from Whores, period, and Crowbot. Hitting up all of the places in America. Sick New World. Corrosion of Conformity is killer as fuck live if you have not seen them. If you missed them on the Priest Alice Cooper tour, or if you want to see more of them after that, here you go. And you get to see a bunch of whores! You had me at whores, exactly. Say no more, sold. That's a name that will get attention. If it's not a cute, big-breasted goth whore, then I'm not interested. Well, you're not going to know unless you go, are you? You have to attend first to see what kind of whores they got. Hopefully it's not like the Oakland whores. Those are... Isn't Biohazard the band who's indirectly responsible for Resident Evil's name change in the West? I have no idea about that. I'm not sure. That would be crazy. There's definitely some crazy person outside screaming. We got... Oh, here's another tour announced. We got Dark Tranquility and Soin, I don't know how to say it, announced co-headlining North American tour. This one surprised me because I didn't know that Soin were that big. I know a lot of people like them. When they played The Boat, a lot of people were really excited for them, and Persephone on the tour. That's a pretty killer melodic lineup. But yeah, I didn't know that they were even on the level 2 co-headline, so that's cool for them. Their band's a little too slow for me. Dark Tranquility's fun, though. Who's hitting up this one? Oakland host, for real. Someone knows. Biohazard canceled their last tour because nobody bought tickets. I think I saw something about that. That does sound familiar. Which, God, how disappointing would that be? Be excited to announce a tour and be like, oh, we can't even make a good excuse to cancel it. Just be like, damn. Well, that sucks for them. Dark Tranquility, Soin, and Persephone, count me in. That's a very good lineup for people who like that type of melodic metal. Aside from tours, we did have, I believe, 2 festivals announced lineups. One of them is in the title for this stream. We've got Inkarcerartion Fest, which happens in Ohio. One of the really big I believe this is a Danny Wimmer Fest, right? I think so. Or it's one of them. I actually didn't know that apparently Inkarcerartion Fest, Gun Drummer was telling me about this, takes place at Ohio State Reformatory. It's a historic and haunted Ohio State Reformatory, the filming location of The Shawshank Redemption. I did not know that. That's cool. Can we reopen it and lock a bunch of people in there? I have ideas. But this lineup just came out. I figure we could go over it. Very Ohio lineup, in my opinion. I think that makes... I think you're right. We got Friday headliner is Disturbed with Papa Roach, Cypress Hill, Hollywood Undead. Someone's freaking out in the chat. Starset, Tech 9, one of the metal adjacent acts. He's one of those acts where he doesn't perform metal, but metalheads like him, so he's always invited to the festivals and everyone's cool with it. Ginger, one of the heavier bands that'll be on here. Very mainstream fest, if you can't tell. I think that's saying Squeezebog. Look at these two back. This is why I specifically wanted the Dark Insanity logo to be legible. Because put these back to back, you'd think they're the same logo. Who would I see? Gojira, Machine Head, Hatebreed, Lacuna Coil, Guilt Trip. Guilt Trip is a cool band. And The Last Day. Headliner Limp Bizkit. Only headliner I'd want to see. They also got Limp Bizkit is playing. Jesus. I'm definitely far more interested in the venue than I am in the lineup. That's just me personally. It's very typical for mainstream American festivals. He thinks Ginger is heavy. I said heavier bands playing the festival, sir. You see, they've got Poppy and Sleeping with Sirens and The Used and shit. I said heavier, not heavy. Don't put words in my mouth, motherfucker. But yeah, it's not a lineup that I would pay money for. I mean, there's a couple that I like here and there, not many. I would rather go to Tolminator in Slovenia, where my band Dark Insanity was playing. But if this ever has a lineup that was actually interesting to me, I would love to check it out. This is a great shot. Who's going to Inkarcerartion Fest? Yeah, that seems out of place. Alien Ant Farm is there? What? They're always at the big American festivals. I don't know. It's like a bingo card where you need to fill in free spot, Alien Ant Farm, Korn. Any American metal festival, any big one, you can pretty much expect Alien Ant Farm, 311, Good Charlotte, Korn, Day to Remember, Bring Me the Horizon, Five Finger Death Punch if they're not broken up at the moment. Yeah. Someone said, look up Sonic Temple Music Festival. We can do that. Did they even have it line up out yet? I think so. Oh, yeah. I think we went over this one before, but we can do it again if the website wants to cooperate. Take too long to go down it all that way. Oh wait. Oh. Holy shit, I thought I just closed my fucking stream. My browser popped up a different thing and that really confused me. All right, we're still here. We're doing it live. Are we still doing it live? All right. Fuck. That was really fucking confusing. Rocket's awake. Yeah. What festival you want to go to? All right, finally got to it. Sonic Temple Festival taking place in Columbus, Ohio, with a better lineup. A much better lineup. Not on the main stage, though. I would avoid the main stage completely, except for Lamb of God on the last day. Besides that, I'm good. But there's good stuff down here. For the first day, they've got, what is it? Slaughter to Prevail. Behemoth. Lawsuits of Filth. Dying Fetus, Cow Decapitation, Napalm Death, Flesh Gods. See, they're the good bands down here. It looks all gross and annoying up here, but down here is pretty fucking killer. Except for Cradle Lawsuits. We got Suffocation and Necrogoblicon. Second day sucks. Third day pass. Third day we've got Manson. We've got Tom Morello playing major festivals, collecting fat paychecks, talking about socialism. Yay. Body Count. There we go. Sepultura, Creator, Carcass, Biohazard, CKY, Butcher Babies. It's better. Last day we've got Public Enemy, Amon Amarth. And wasn't Anthrax here? I thought Anthrax was on this lineup. Maybe that's a different one. What a weird jump. We're going to go Amon Amarth, and then Public Enemy, and then Megadeth. I would probably leave after Public Enemy on that day. Electric Callboy, Bloody Wood, Garbage, Death Clock, Dragon Force, Apocalyptica, Douchebag, Windrose, Spirit World, Castle Rat. The first day and the last day, these bottom stages are pretty good. Besides that, it's also a lot that I would happily pass on. I would go, but I would also just keep living my life, and that sounds good too. So yeah, there's some good bands in the lineup, but some tourist bands too. Definitely a lot. Danny Filth should have been in the worst bandmates ever video. I made that too early. If I made it now, he absolutely would be. He'd be pretty high up in the top. I wonder how that lawsuit's currently going too, what the update is on that. OG Penguin with a $5 super chat says, would you mind taking a brief look at the band Killer Dwarves? This is in the first minute of their song Dirty Weapons. They're playing the Whiskey later. Let's see what Killer Dwarves are. If I could type, that would help. They have 1 million views. I'm going to get copyright if I play this on here. Let me play. I'm listening to it right now. I'm just not pulling up on here. Sounds old school. Sounds like something that would be playing at the Whiskey. Sounds like the band that would play at the Whiskey. What? What are you doing? What are you doing, Rocket? You want to say hi to everybody? How are you doing? You want to take over the show? What bands are you excited for? Do you think every band are a bunch of posers? Rocket is the only true metal fan. This is kind of difficult to hold you like this. I'm not going to lie. Fuck. All right, let me pull it up. Killer Dwarves, Dirty Weapons. Let's play for a second, see how it goes. Sounds like bands that play at the Whiskey. Yeah. It sounds like a band that plays at the Whiskey. What are you doing? I mean, I guess if you like some glam metal, then it's fine. What? But that said, we got dropped in really quick. Winged Moonlight coming in with memberships. He became a member. They became a member, and they also gifted 10 Wyatt's Metal memberships. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. Thanks for all the people who now are members of the Canadian Kaiju Project. Oh no, the copyright bots, they are coming. We're about to get shut down. If I disappear, all of a sudden, you'll know what happened. Someone says, sounds like American Enforcer. Yeah. What? Rocket definitely wants attention right now. There was another festival in America that announced its lineup. Pretty similar to the other ones we looked at because it's America, but Rock Fest taking place. I don't even know. Where is this festival? What are you doing? You're trying to climb on me. You're not even hungry yet. Jesus. Big old baby. Rockfest happening somewhere. I literally don't know where the fuck this is. Oh, Wisconsin. There you go. Hosted by someone. We've got a lineup with first headliner Gojira. Headlining spot is pretty cool, gotta say. They're like the heaviest band that plays the big American festivals usually. Your big cat. You used to fit in the palm of my hand. Now you're big old scarf cat. It's also got Machine Head, Hatebreed, Lacuna Coil, Guilt Trip, Silly Goose. They're silly band. I'm gonna put you down. Look at the what year is it? What year is it? We've got Limp Bizkit, Body Count, and Insane Clown Posse. Where is my Mountain Dew? Halo 3 comes out next week. That's what I feel like looking at that. But besides that, what else I got on here? Dogma! Oh, God. Yeah, Dogma just announced some, I think, American tour earlier today. In fact, did I have that pulled up? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, fuck Dogma, fuck Vindicta, fuck all that weird shit that they're doing. We've also got... What the hell is this lineup? We've got something called Uncle Daddy, along with Ozzy Reborn. These are not strong selling points. Ratchet Dolls. We're talking about the horrors in Oakland again. Anyway, last day of Rockfest has The Offspring. I'm really tired of seeing on lineups. I can't lie. Like, you need a placeholder for your festival. It's either Korn or The Offspring. Hailstorm, Pretty Reckless, Hollywood Undead, Butcher Babies. This festival sucks. Rockfest seems lame. I would not go to this one. That's my response. Copenhagen, that is a good festival. Haven't been to that one yet, but I would really like to. Oh. Most of these bands are playing Inkarcerartion Fest, so of course this lineup sucks ass too. Yeah, and that's pretty much what major American ones look like. Well, that was kind of it for tours and festivals. I do have two other things we can talk about here. Both pretty funny. Hold up. If you're in Wisconsin, go to Milwaukee Metal Fest instead. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was going to pull that up. I thought I did have that pulled up. What the fuck? Because Milwaukee Metal Fest did announce a couple more bands, too. A couple good bands. I'm definitely going to be at that one. Almost there. Milwaukee Metal Festival, as it's officially said, announced a bunch of bands. I'm going to be at this festival. It's going to be fun. They announced John Bush doing Anthrax. I'm going to be completely honest. I never liked John Bush with Anthrax, so I'm going to pass on that, but I'm happy for anyone who's happy. But the latest announcements they had, Sacred Reich, Incantation got announced, which fuck yeah. Always welcome. This band, Dawn of Orberus, they're a band that I've known of for a bit, making their way around technical death metal. They're pretty good. I was stoked to see them pop up on here. I recommend checking out them if you like very technical death metal. And Frog Mallet. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they sound like, but that is an interesting name. Frog Mallet. They better live up to it. I like my Saints with Bush. Pause. The Lame Radio Festival. I've done that, but as a kid, Flyleaf, Skin Dread, Rev Theory, and it's still lame. John Bush is great in Armored Saint. Never cared for the albums he did with Anthrax. Yeah. I think when I was discovering metal, it wasn't long after they did the albums with John Bush and I had got into original Anthrax, so that put an extra sour taste in my mouth. I mean, I've got nothing against John, but I don't know him at all, but I just didn't like his stuff with Anthrax. Mad with Power in Wisconsin in June too, but it's not that big of a festival. But it's certainly got better lineup than fucking Rockfest did. Mad with Power. Ugh. The caffeine crash is starting to kick in. Is Mad with Power the one where it has like arcade games and shit? Or is that a different one? There's a bunch of like small little power metal festivals. Frog Mallet just commented Ribbit. All right, I'll see them just because I appreciate the humor. That's cool. Mad with Power Festival. Little Tiny Power Metal Fest. And they've got Lords of the Trident. I think I saw them at Milwaukee Metal Fest. A Sound of Thunder. Super Monster Party. I saw them on the cruise. They were really fun, actually. Hinayana for Shizzle. Vinter Sea, Paladin. I've seen them before. And Hellsot. Sharon in the chat's going to be happy about that. Yeah, if you want to go to American Festival that is not wall-to-wall bodies of people sing songs that were popular 30 years ago, then you could check out Mad with Power Fest. Wyatt, what do you think about Copenhagen? I would love to attend. I have not been. But let me pull that one up. I haven't been yet. My friends have gone and said that it's fucking great. They usually have really good lineups. And it looks like it here. So Copenhagen is going to be much better lineup than everything we were just looking at over in shitty America. In Denmark, they've got Iron Maiden, Bring Me the Horizon, Twisted Sister. That's fun. I saw them once in 2010. It was a lot of fun. Volbeat, who were good until they got really popular. Alice Cooper, who I still love a lot. Tom Morello collecting that money. Baby Metal is the thing. Mastodon. Anthrax. Sepultura again. I don't know who this guy is. I actually liked Pretty Reckless. I like Taylor Momsen. They're obviously not a fucking metal band at all. They're just a straight rock band, but I actually kind of dig them. I think she's cool. Black Label Society, Suicidal Tendencies, now without a drummer. Kubla Khan, fuck you. Fuck this band. Fuck you. Always tell presidents to fuck off. Take that in every way possible. Isn't this the this is the Bathory tribute? Yeah. They're doing that at Hell's Heroes, so that's cool. Definitely would watch that. Still browsing. What? I don't want to hate on War Kings at all, but I saw them on the cruise, and they just weren't my thing. I'll just put it at that. I've seen way fucking worse bands and cheesier bands, but it wasn't my thing. Trollfest is my thing, though. Trollfest is a lot of fun. This is a big lineup. There's a lot on here. Fuck off! All right. Everything I just said positive about Copenhagen's going straight in the fucking septic tank. They have President and Dogma. Fuck this festival. I don't care about all the good bands you just showed. No. You ruined it. You ruined it. How are you going to have a cool female band on here like them from... Where are they from? I think they're from Malaysia or something. I might be wrong. Fuck. This is better empowerment than this fucking corporate horse shit, piece of shit. Started by creepy ass dudes. How are you going to have... You were doing so well. And you put President and Dogma on here. I would rather watch whatever the fuck this flowery shit is over President and Dogma. I don't even know what this is. Fuck you. God damn it. You're doing so well. You're doing so well. All the rest of this shit doesn't make up for that. It literally went to shit right after we got there. Inhumane torture, sure. No, all the rest of you, everything. Put this one up here and then delete everything under here. And it's all right, except for President. Man. How are you going to do that? Voice of Bass Pride is Indonesian. There you go. I would 1,000% rather watch them than the fucking two horse shit presidential Dogma. Lame. Baby Metal is great. Baby Metal is better than President and Dogma. Speaking of gimmick bands, how's Baby Metal still getting attention? People like them. People know that they're a product, but they still like it. So, I mean, whatever. I really liked Baby Metal's cameos in, what was that metal movie? Heavier Trip. They were really funny in that. But I do not listen to Baby Metal's music. It's called The Power of Fat Stacks of Cash. Someone asked, can we look at the Stone Dead Festival? I don't know what that one is. Let me look at Stone Dead. new festival to talk about on the channel, the Stone Dead Festival. 1 day, 1 stage, 1 monster rock show. I'm assuming it takes place at Stonehenge. Outdoor 1 day monster festival. Blah, 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 blah. Nottinghamshire. Organized by blah, blah, blah. Do you have like bands or anything? Europe! Is Europe playing at Stonehenge? That is some straight up Spinal Tap shit. What if Europe played the final countdown at Stonehenge and then the earth exploded? That'd be amazing. Except Magnum, old school lineup, it looks like. Battle Beast, Armored Saint, The Damn Truth. I like that there's no president or dogma. Don't throw me off after saying that. This is just some guy. Very short festival, very small, cheaper festival. I mean, that's pretty cool. Does it actually take place at Stonehenge or anywhere near? Or does it just have a name that sounds similar? I don't know. I guess we'll never find out. It's not your food time yet, Rocket. Where the fuck is this festival at? All right, well, never mind. There's a little festival people can check out if you don't like being stuck in Saruman's army-sized crowds. Someone's saying, I am not feeding Rocket until you guys super chat $1,000. Till then, we're going to sit here and watch him starve. No, I'm kidding. He eats way too much, fucking fat ass. He doesn't let me... Dude, when I make food and I sit down at the table, he's patting my leg and like trying to jump on me before I even touched it yet. Fucking cat thinks everything belongs to him because it does. Free Rocket. This isn't Hassan. I treat animals with respect here. I've never shocked Rocket. One thing. I got 2 more quick things to go over. And then I'll feed Rocket. Fucking hell. He says, Wyatt won't feed me until you donate $20,000. He's wearing a shock collar. That's why he's trying to get away from me. What are you doing? What are you doing? There you go. It's like a roller coaster. Yeah. Anyway. You don't want to talk to the people? All right. Fine. You never like that. You always want to climb on my face. Quick story. We were talking about British douchebags earlier when we were talking about Piers Morgan. Here's something funny we could go over along those lines. A British politician named Nigel Farage, who's a bit of a controversial figure. And if I'm being completely honest, I really don't have an opinion on him either way. Just because I've not paid attention enough to the dude to know if I like him or not. So, complete indifference toward this guy. But he is apparently on fucking Cameo, whatever. And someone paid him to do a very special shout out to a very special person. And it's kind of funny to go over here. Nigel Farage says thanks for the money after he's tricked into Ian Watkins tribute. Here is what Mr. Farage had to say.
This message is to pay tribute to Ian Watkins, a good man, a really good guy who was very much in contact with me, who loved his children and will be sorely, sorely missed by them forever. And he'll always let me.
Who loved his children. Just like Freddy Krueger.
Hold that very special place in everybody's heart. And remember what he always said, mad lulls. Well, tell you what, that does just about sum up the world, doesn't it? Sorry for your grief, but please try and keep some happy memories.
Play it again.
This message is to pay tribute to Ian Watkins, a good man, a really good guy who was very much in contact with me, who loved his children and will be sorely, sorely missed by them forever. And he'll always let me hold that very special place in everybody's heart. And remember what he always said, mad lulls. Well, tell you what, that does just about sum up the world, doesn't it? Sorry for your grief, but please try and keep some happy memories.
As you guys probably know, mad lulls was the password. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the password. It's what he described his horrible crimes as. So this was done by a prankster who just paid Mr. Farage for that. I don't know if this is a controversial take or not, but I don't think anyone in any political office job at all should be on Cameo. What the fuck? That's asking for so many problems. You could be far left, far right, far middle. I don't think anyone in any political office should be on Cameo being paid to say any words. I mean, I know that's your job already, but don't make it that obvious. Jesus Christ. Any politician on Cameo should be slapped in the... If Trump or Bernie are on Cameo, they should be slapped in the face equally. That is stupid. He just accepted $5 to lie. You can't have a job after that. That is his job. He's a British politician. That's what he does. But in this whole thing, it said, Farage has responded after he fell victim to a prankster who duped him into paying tribute to a man with a notorious name. You would also think you would do even just the slightest Google search if you're a high-profile figure asked to do a tribute like that. Didn't seem a little weird. Ian Watkins was also the name of the dead Lost Prophets frontman and notorious pedophile. It cost £98 for John Smith to commission the Reform UK leader to film the clip on his Cameo account where he had previously been duped into a supportive message to the IRA. And then just quotes what he said right there. What a retarded thing. Hi, I'm Nancy Pelosi. Give me a shout out to my good friend Jared from Subway. It said, in response, Mr. Farage told Metro, thank him for the money. There are lots of Ian Watkins. Tell him to send more. I did alter his request. That is not a good explanation. You could give the ever so slightest argument that there might be other people named Ian Watkins. You can't do that. We're also saying mega lulls and that he was good to his children. This was the most epic L possible. Mr. Smith told Metro he expected a rejection and was blown away by Farage responding, I was inspired by the lads that got him to say up the raw and wondered if he would go for it. Getting the video was simplicity itself. I just asked him to do a video on behalf of a late friend called Ian Watkins. Not a great politician if you're just blatantly taking reading lines like that. Anyway, I thought that was funny. What a fucking retard. Everybody.
Boo this man!
Yeah. He's an idiot. Anyway. You would think he's from the UK too. You think he would know something about the whole situation. Yeah, that's what his password was, and we're all very happy that he died really painfully. This gives you a warm feeling deep inside your heart. Anyway, last thing I wanted to talk about, or at least I have pulled up here, unless there's some breaking news all of a sudden, which there probably isn't. But people have probably heard that the one and only Jackass is coming back to probably theaters soon. And it's been slightly controversial because the sort of alternative figure in the Jackass scene, Bam Margera, is quite, to put it lightly, mentally fucking deranged and has a hard time being with other people. Bam had a major crash after the whole Jackass and everything went down. It was after his friend Ryan Dunn died. But Johnny Knoxville posted a week ago, well, a wang dang and a hot damn doodle. We are starting the year off with a bang. We wanted to let you know that this summer, Jackass is back. We will see you in theaters June 26th. More to come, but wanted you to hear it from us first. And I saw in an interview Johnny Knoxville did, I think it was on Rogan, where he said that they haven't even started shooting it yet. And they're going to start it probably next week or next month. Now, I was a fan of Jackass like everybody else. There's classic, hilarious moments of it. But is Jackass really a thing that should be continuing in a time when they all have gray hair? When they're not even doing a bunch of the stunts themselves? The last movie, the last Jackass movie was barely them. They were there like kind of telling other younger people no one gave a shit about what to do. Someone said, last movie was terrible, bring back the old cast. They're crippled. Wee Man is like the only one doing good. And Steve-O, but he's sober. Anyway, I don't know. If it's fun, I'll definitely check it out and see if there's funny moments, but I am definitely the kind of person who heard there was a new Jackass and was like, why? If Bam isn't in it, I'm not interested. Well, Bam did have something to say about that, and that's what I was going to pull up right here. So it was said that Bam will be in the movie, but then apparently Bam clarified in a TMZ clip that it will be old footage of him that wasn't used and he's not shooting new stuff. I think TMZ are parasites, but let's say this. The CKY crew were the best part of Jackass. CKY was the best part of their careers. CKY 2K. That's the one that you got to watch. Anyway, here's what Bam Bam had to say.
Hey Bam, great to see you too.
How are you?
I'm great. I wanted to say, I know we saw the new Jackass movie was just...
Okay, first of all, God damn! How do you land that after being in that many rehabs? Holy shit. He's looking more like his dad. Where the fuck did he find this fox at? Shit. Bam. I think you need to teach me your ways. Holy shit. Anyway.
Great. I wanted to say, I know we saw the new Jackass movie was just announced. I mean, we're hearing you reached an agreement, for them to use your old footage. So how did this all come about?
Well,
He looks like he just got out of jail.
if you had a laundry list of the chain of horrible events of the 2 years of COVID that they put me through, spending my own money at an alarming rate for therapists, doctors, and treatment and all this, only to sit me down and tell me you're not in the movie and you're not getting $5 million, I watch Dateline and people kill other people for a whole lot less. So I have a lot of PTSD from it all. And, you know, just having the title now of ex-Jackass star Bam Margera, I have to live with that. The humiliation, the abandonment, and just embarrassment of it all. I had to let it go. And everyone was like, you need to let, you know, everything that Jackass did to you go. I'm like, I did let it go. Goodbye. So, you know, now I'm very happy skateboarding again. My wife is a stretch coach. She got my legs back to being 20.
God damn.
And I'm getting all my skate sponsors back and then some. And my only other focus is keeping this perfect marriage more perfect. And my 8-year-old son, Phoenix the Wolf, who lives right here in Los Angeles.
So he's, you know, a lot of head injuries in his career.
But they did ask me, they said, we're going to sift through a lot of old footage to try to create something new. And I said,
you know what? I figured it out.
Because
this is what we call a honeypot. Ask Cash Patel. He knows all about it.
I remember filming so much funny shit that never made it to the movie simply because it's probably, it would be too long or it's just too gnarly. But I mean, I said, yeah, have at it. So as far as I know, I don't have to film anything new and I don't want to.
Oh, okay. But I know your fans would want you to film something new because I know there's going to be maybe some new stunts, maybe some, there's no chance that you would.
I'm just too hurt by it, and I already accepted the fact that I don't want anything to do with it anymore, and only time will tell. But right now, at this time, I don't want to do anything.
Okay. Have you talked to, you know, Johnny Knoxville or Squash the Beef, or have you two?
I hate these fucking reporters who just run up on someone in the street, just walk into your car and be like, hey, here's a full interview right now.
Oh, I haven't. I'm still friends with everybody on Jackass, but I mean, yeah, we just saw Chris Pontius, but which was nice. But for Tremaine and Knoxville to sit me down after everything I've been through and just simply say, you're not in it and you're not getting the $5 million that you usually get. I mean, 50% of the reason why Jackass exists is because of CKY. So
that's true. That's very true.
You know, I was very angry, and now I'm not angry. I'm just hurt. And as of now, I don't even want to think about reuniting with anybody.
Okay, so what would it take for you to, is it accountability from, you know, Knoxville?
Yeah, it's accountability. I mean, they're always saying, look, you got to stop.
Speaking of accountability, the whole thing he's talking about, for those who don't know the context at all, when he was a raging alcoholic and drug addict, or like going into schizo mode, the Jackass crew sat him down and said that he had to stay in rehab for the next movie or he would forfeit his pay from it, and he didn't stay sober. That's what happened.
Stop playing the blame game and quit being the victim. And I'm like, I went through 2 years of hell. You're in the movie, you're not in the movie. Go to therapy, go to treatment, go see neurofeedback for $800. I'm like doing all this stuff, and then for them to say you're not in it, I'm like, well then you. So my feelings to them are still you.
Yeah, he kind of leaves out the part where it was because he wouldn't stay sober. But hopefully he does better. I met Bam one time at a bar in Iceland, super randomly. There's like nobody in there. And then he walked in. It was weird. He also kept the Jackass name alive with Viva La Bam. Oh, yeah. I loved Viva La Bam when it was airing. That came out like at the perfect time for me to be in to that whole thing. I had a Bam phase in like middle school for a little bit. And then I found metal and good music. My buddy met his wife in rehab. She worked there. Well, I need to go to rehab then. I need to start a drinking problem just to find my future wife, who's a smoke show. Apparently all of the 15s out of 10s work at rehab facilities. That's crazy. Anyway, Rocket is yelling at me. What? Do you want to say something to the people again? It's also not even the time I normally feed you anyway, so you're just complaining to complain. I wouldn't feed you right now anyway. Rocket says, Words. Anyway, did he slip up to the bar in Iceland like an elephant? I mean, I guess you could kind of think of it that way, because I didn't know he was there until I heard him say something, and then he was just like next to me at the bar. Kind of. Anyway, that was everything I had pulled up to talk about. Let me do a quick glance to see if there's any breaking metal news to talk about. Probably not. No. Rocket is ordering me to go do other things. Andrew One Eel posted his whole history of metal show on YouTube. It's must watch. I don't know who that is, but maybe I'll check that out. Did you ever get into His Infernal Majesty back in the day? For a bit, yeah. I think for like less than a year, I had a Viva La Bam hymn phase. But then found real metal. Found that. I think that's when I came across that Ozfest DVD and heard Anthrax. I saw him once at Download, I think in 2010, and they were horrible. They were really bad. But anyway, that's the breaking metal news. Exodus came out with a new song. I didn't listen to it yet, but I shall. You know who came out with a really good song recently? Archspire. I sent that song to Gundrummer because the drums in that song sounded like bullet impacts. It was really crazy. It stood out to me. You're like, this sounds interesting and awesome. Is there any breaking news? Probably not. Everyone died. No. Well, I think that covers pretty much everything there is to cover on this week's episode of the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. I will have much more videos coming soon. I'm going to clip a couple of moments from this podcast into videos and post that. But I actually wrote down a whole bunch of exciting ideas for videos to come up real soon. Yeah, my band Dark Insanity will have our new single very, very, very soon. We're supposed to get the mixed mastered version back pretty much any day or any time now. And yeah, besides that, have a good week, everyone. Go do fun metal things. Go make music and stuff. I guess I'll feed Rocket so he'll stop yelling at me, little bastard. And then I'll go back to adding more mods to Red Dead Redemption. What video should we go out with? Do we want to leave with the fight? Oh! We didn't even do it at all! Wow! Not once did I play this clip during the show. So we're going to end with it. We're going to go out with the greatest breakdown of all time. Catch y'all next week. Take it away, Gundrummer.